Next stop on the NRSL Mello Yello Series brings us to Dover Downs International Speedway for the second leg of FedEx Racing Weekend. We are here today for the running of the FedEx 200, as we're set to go racing here on the Monster Mile, a track that chews up cars and spits them out. We saw a good race in the Truck Series event, and we'll see what happens in the Mello Yello Series event. Excuse me. So without further ado, let's get to the starting line for today's running of the event here. On the pole at 177 miles an hour, it's the number 88 Navy Chevrolet. It's Chris Dodd. He's on the pole for today's event. Beside him will be Joshua Osborne, car number 60, the Winn-Dixie Ford. Row 2 has Chris Dollerton, car 32, the Kleenex Chevrolet. Beside him, a good qualifying run, the Stanley Tools Pontiac. It is Luis Hernandez. He's on the outside. Row 3 has Ryan George, car 24, the DuPont Chevrolet, and beside him will be the Delphi Chevrolet, car number 5, of John Arndt on the outside. Row 4 has car number 12, the Verizon Wireless Dodge. It is Chelsea Bowles, and beside her will be William Brock in car 27, the Castrol GTX Chevrolet. The fifth row has Kyle Matthews, the championship leader, car 44, the Shell Pontiac. And flanking him outside will be the 34 Goulds Pump Chevrolet of Jesse Turner. The sixth row finds Zach Flickinger, car number 2, the AC Delco Chevrolet. Beside him will be 37 Timberwolf Pontiac of Matt Haas. The seventh row will find car number 62, the South Point Hotel and Casino Chevrolet. It's Joshua Sekuli, one of the 2 Chevy Impalas in the field. Beside him will be car 87, the Balsa Mobility Chevrolet. It's Andrew Davis, who nearly won the last stop on the tour at Charlotte. Next row down has car number 33, the Rheem Chevrolet. He's on the outside of the row. That's Jonathan Zorlin. He's in the other Impala. Inside of him will be car 93, the Amico Ultimate Pontiac of Matt McIntyre. Next row down has car 72, the Detroit Gasket Chevrolet of Daniel Olson, the Talladega champion, and the Texas champion, Paul Mennick, in the number 10 Nesquik Chevrolet. Next row down has car number 17, the DeWalt Tools Chevrolet of Bill Parker. Beside him will be car 23, the Stacker 2 Chevrolet of Dougie Shears, Super Shears on the outside. Next row down has car 38, Dylan Young, the winner at Darlington in the Great Clips Toyota. Beside him will be car number 00, the Aquafresh Pontiac of Emmanuel Hartnett. Next row down has car 43, the bumper-to-bumper auto value Toyota, number 43 of Michael Turner. He won at Charlotte the last stop in the tour. Beside him will be number 7, the Geico Chevrolet of Daytona champion Benjamin Miles. Next row down has car number 99, that's Dunlop Pratt in the Aaron's Dream Machine Toyota. And the number 22 Discount Tire Dodge of Johnny Gardner. He's on the outside. Next row down has car number 20 of the GameStop Toyota of California champion Nick Gunther. Beside him will be car number 14, the Navy Chevrolet of Kev Shearer. Next row down has car number 1, the DeWalt Tools Chevrolet of JT Bryant. Beside him will be number 13, the Mark I Electric Ford of Joshua Collard. He's on the outside. He won the season at Atlanta. Then it's Quentin Moore, car 89, the Racing for Jesus Chevrolet. And beside him will be Charles Samper, another driver carrying our in-car camera for today's event, along with Kyle Matthews. He's in the 74 Fina Lube Chevrolet. Next row down has Jordan Anderson, the MBNA Pontiac, car number 18. And beside him will be the Phillips 66 Trop Arctic Chevrolet, car 29 of Trace Williams. Next row down has Zachary Fitzwater in car 45, the Sprint Spree Chevrolet. Beside him will be car 66, Andrew Perry in the Duraflame Dodge. Next row down has Nick Baxter in car 63, the Lysol Pontiac. And our third in-car camera car, Jessica Shelton, the winner at Bristol this season, in the New Holland Ford, car 94. And starting scratch on the field is Cole Deaver in car number 3, the AC Delco Chevrolet. So that's the starting line for today's running of the event here at Dover Downs International Speedway.
Start your engine.
And there was the command to fire the engines here today as the field gets set for 40 laps of action here today in the FedEx 200. Two of our in-car camera cars starting just near the back of the pack. In fact, one is starting in the back. They're starting next to the last spot in the field, as they mentioned, with Shelton, along with Charles Sanford and Kyle Matthews. That's the three drivers are our camera cars today. Chris Dodd, car 88, the Navy Chevrolet, leading him. Will be leading the field down. It's a Ford Chevy front row for today's 40-lap event. Coming into this race, Kyle Matthews holds command of the points lead. Coming into this event at Dover, he has had a very hot start to the season and has 2 wins on the season at Richmond and Rockingham. Neither Chris Dodd nor Joshua Osborne has won a race this season. Let's see if one of those two can pull it off here today, or could perhaps it be Chris Dalton or Luis Hernandez or any of the others behind. Well, we'll find out in the 40 laps that is about to commence here. They're Dover Downs International Speedway looking for a green flag, and they did it. We're racing at Dover. And whoa, look at Chris Dalton already making it 3 wide in car number 32, the inside of the lane, prevailing at the start. But Chris Dodd, let's see what happens in turns 3 and 4 here. Dalton and Dodd side by side. Who leads his first lap of the race? Dalton has a slight advantage coming out of turn number 4. And it was Dalton, I think, led the lap. Yes, by just a smidgen over Chris Dodd. And Chris Dalton takes the number 1 spot here in the early going of this event from 3rd starting position as Chris Dodd falls to 2nd position. 3rd is Ryan George. 4th position, battling for 4th is Chelsea Bowles along with Luis Hernandez. And here comes that 44, Kyle Matthews. We talked about him being the hot start of the season. Well, it apparently could continue on here in the 44 Shell Pontiac as we ride on board Kyle Matthews' car. Started this race in 9th position, and he is looking for another solid run here today. Matthews rides 6th position at the moment. Zach Flickinger's in 7th. Joshua Osborne, the outside pole sitter, drops to 8th. Then battling for 9th position is Joshua Sakuli and John Arndt. Actually made a mistake. There's actually 3 Impalas in the field there. John Arndt is actually the 3rd Chevy Impala in the field. And then you got a mix of Impalas and Monte Carlos in the field for the Chevrolet contingent. And 2 of those Impalas are running side by side, both 2010 models. Daniel Olson, the Talladega winner, runs right there behind him. He's in 10th. He's in the 11th position. Then you got Texas winner Paul Mennick trying to get around the 93 car of Matt McIntyre. And by the way, Matt is no relation to Levi, if you're wondering. And Matt McIntyre now right there holds on that 12th position there. Mennick falls to 13th. Phil Parker trying to get around the 27 of William Brock. That's Brock in the 27, Parker in 17. Side by side they are, and some good racing on here. Some good racing happening here at the early going here at Dover International Speedway and the FedEx 200. The leader is still Chris Dalton, by the way, in 32. These cars qualified at over 177 miles per hour. Very, very fast around the racetrack, and I hate to know how fast the Cup cars are going to qualify here for the FedEx Autism Speaks 400. And 3 wide, Johnny Gardner getting shoved up to the high side of the track. There's Zachary Fitzwater gets around. And along with Nick Baxter, Joshua Collard, Andrew Perry, Cole Devers in this mix in the number 3 car. And oh my God, problems there! Perry's around, Cole Dever, Jessica Shelton is around, Trace Williams, Charles Samper is spun, Cab Shearer is spun in car 14, so has Benjamin Miles, and damage to the Charles Sanford machine number 74. So turn 4 in what usually is Calamity Corner here at Dover Downs International Speedway has bit about 5-6 cars here in the back of the pack, and so the back of the pack is not always a safe place to be. It ain't like he could run in the back of the pack at Talladega and try to avoid trouble, but... So caution flying on lap number 10 of the event, as Charles Sanford, Andrew Perry, and a host of others get together out of the fourth corner. Let's take a look as to what happened coming out of the fourth corner. And they didn't actually stop wrecking until about turn number 1. Let's see, Perry and Miles got together, looks like, in the 66 and the 7. Then Johnny Gardner gets tapped around. And meanwhile, Charles Sanford shoves Trace Williams into Jessica Shelton and Cab Shearer. And look how high Shearer gets off the ground in a 14 car. So some damage to the Shearer machine. There's where Sanford got the hit. And whoa, Shearer just... Look at that! Cab Shearer just squeezed between Andrew Perry and Cole Deaver. But I was going to say, though, before I saw that happen, that's where Sanford got the big hit, was by getting into Andrew Perry's car. We have in-car cameras on both the Sanford and Shelton cars. Let's take a look as to what is right on board first with Charles Sanford. And they weren't making any headway when this all started, neither. Sanford's like, I'm through the wreck, I'm through the wreck. Aw, oh, crap. Ugh. On board Jessica Shelton's car. And Jess having a hard time trying to get her car to start. And drives away, I would imagine, PO'd at the moment. But nonetheless, her and Cab Shearer are still in the mix though, and looks like they're still going to try to make a go for it here at Dover Downs International Speedway, where the first caution flag of the day flew on the 10th lap of the event. Charles Sanford and Andrew Perry are both a lap down, the 66 and the 74. But the leader of the event is Chris Dollerton, car 32, the Kleenex Chevrolet. And Dollerton, actually I should say, Perry and Sanford will be the two cars on the inside, so the lap cars can present a problem here as an intertractor. I know I say that every time the lap cars go inside, but for a very good purpose. Ryan George is in second position. Third is Chris Dodd, the pole sitter. Fourth is Luis Hernandez. Fifth is now Kyle Matthews. So in her sixth position is Chelsea Bowles. Seventh is Zach Flickinger. Joshua Sekuli 8. Ninth is Joshua Osborne. And 10th position is John Arndt. So pace car has stepped off on the pit road here. The green flag will be waving on lap number 15 here at Dover Downs International, here at the Monster Mile at Dover. As they come out of corner number 4, the green flag waves and the FedEx 200 is back underway here at Dover. And Dollerton and George, they both make their way safely around the lap cars. Let's keep an eye on the 66 and the 74, see how much trouble they give the drivers here. There's Matthews on the outside of the track of Perry. Matthews lowers the throttle coming out of turn number 4, and indeed, so Matthews does get around. But now Charles Sanford has stacked up a bunch there behind. This pack of cars, let's keep an eye on this pack right here. That's the two Joshua, Sekuli and Osborne. Almost identically painted machines there, except the different manufacturer, a Chevrolet and a Ford, as they come out through turn number 1. Sekuli trying to find his way around though. There's an opening right there, but Sekuli decides not to take it. But he doesn't have to. Now Osborne, whoa! Got a bit of a 3-wide squeeze right there coming out of the fourth corner. There he goes. There, LaPrade goes by. Shelton goes by. Benjamin Miles goes by in the number 7 car. Off to number 4 they come. And I would imagine all the cars are going to get through safely here, as if they do. Deaver goes by. He's got some damage to his number 3 machine from the earlier wreck. And there's Matt Haas and Nick Gunther, and they're going to be the last 2 cars to go by. Charles Sanford. And meantime, we got a lead change. Ryan George takes the lead in car number 24 as he takes the lead from Chris Thornton. Third place is still Chris Dodd. Fourth is still Luis Hernandez. And fifth is still Kyle Matthews. And the yellow flag flies for the second time here today. And oh, we got a big crash. Joshua Osborne's crashed. Benjamin Miles has crashed. Quentin Moore. Paul Minnick. Johnny Gardner. Nick Baxter. Zachary Fitzwater. Dunn LaPrade. There's Nick Gunther. There's Matt Haas. Jonathan Zorlin. Jesse Turner. Cole Deaver once again involved in a crash in number 3 machine. Oh, and a bad damage on the cab Shearer car number 14. Shearer's going to be wondering what else can go wrong. Along also with the Talladega winner, Daniel Olson in 72. And I have no idea where this all started. This happened on the 21st lap of the event. And I see now what happened here. Jonathan Zorlin and Jesse Turner got together. Let's super slow-mo it for you right here. Turner looks like Turner's about to make a pass on Phil Parker in the 17 car. Turner just missed Phil Parker's car. Phil got very lucky right there. But, oh, and Turner's into the fence he goes. I mean, he's stuck in the fence. Zorlin starts flipping in here. There's Fitzwater. He nails him. That's the 62 of Joshua Sakuli, and he, I think, spins. Or he saved it, I think. I don't know. Collard gets a piece of it there. Andrew Perry gets a piece of it. There's Osborne spinning. And from there on, everybody piles right in. Shelton piles in the 18 of Jordan Anderson. And then there's where Johnny Gardner gets into it, and just the hole just closes up, and nowhere for everybody else to go. And upside down goes Dunn LaPrade and Zachary Fitzwater both. And Charles Sanford gets a piece of it as well. Paul Minnick hits the end of the pit wall in the 10 car. And I think, Fitzwater lands right on Dunn LaPrade's car. And I think he goes upside down again to 45. I think he does. And then, and Cole Deaver right into Charles Sanford's machine. And Fitzwater lands on his roof. So a bad view for about 10, 12 drivers, I think I would imagine. But, oh my goodness. And who says the plate tracks are the only tracks that can produce the big one? The big one can happen also at the mile tracks like Dover. Charles Sanford's view once again. Charles must feel like a little silver ball in a pinball machine after that whole deal. Jessica Shelton's view. Not much damage. She ran into the back of the Jordan Anderson machine in number 18, but damage may affect the performance of that car, though. It usually does, but we'll see what happens here. She rides in 20th position right now, Shelton does, and as the field still remains under caution, and that was good timing. We're gonna be back to green flag racing here. Ryan George is the leader of the event. Second is Chris Dollerton. Third is Chris Dodd, as the green flag waves on the 25th lap. Hernandez is in fourth position, and Kyle Matthews rides in fifth. And Matthews gets hung up behind the Andrew Perry machine. And here comes Matthews to the inside with the help of John Arndt in number 5. And the yellow flag's flown once again here at Dover. And it's Joshua Sakuli and Joshua Collard. So that didn't take long. Caution flying on the 26th lap of the event. 25th. There's the hook. Bang! Oh my gosh, look at Joshua Sakuli, 62. Sort of break dances in the third turn here at Dover. Tore up that nice little black and golden yellow Chevy Impala up. Well, remember I said Dover chews up cars and spits them out? Turns out I wasn't lying after all, wasn't I? Real time. And just proves once again that everything is happening so quick here at Dover, or any other track rather, that, yeah, I mean, you just hope for, if you're the driver behind the crasher, you just hope that you miss it, and sometimes you do, sometimes you don't, but I mean, Joshua Collard, I mean, the two of the Joshua, Sakuli and Collard, just happen to have hooked each other in turns 3 and 4, and mayhem ensues. So let's try this again on lap number 30 here at Dover Downs International Speedway from the third caution flag of the day here. I don't think we'll be done wrecking yet. 11 laps to go. The green flag waves once again. Chris Dollerton. Does he have anything for Ryan George? We'll find out. Dollerton got a very good restart. He is right there behind Ryan George. Here they come in the third turn now. A pair of 1999 Monte Carlos going at it here at Dover Downs International Speedway. Hey, Ryan George out in front with 10 laps to go. Does he have anything to hold off Chris Dollerton? Dollerton, you know, is very hungry for victory, as he is in any series he's in. A very hard-driven competitor he is. And one of the guys you take no slack off of. Or one of the guys who doesn't cut anybody any slack, I should say. Chris Dodson third. Luis Hernandez still remains fourth. And Kyle Matthews remains fifth. And Matthews apparently again got hung up behind the 66 car of Andrew Perry. On board Kyle Matthews' car. Here comes John Arndt to the inside lane for fifth. And he's got it. John Arndt, a good solid day he's having here, and something, whatever personnel changes he's made to his teams and stuff like that, and just in Cup, Mello Yellow, and Trucks, though, he has made his work to perfection as the yellow flag is flown again for the fourth time here today. And it's Jordan Anderson, number 18, that spun. Happening on the 34th lap. Let's look against to what happened. Jordan Anderson looks like Jordan Anderson is going to make a move to the inside of Jessica Shelton. Anderson thought he was clear of Andrew Davis, and he and those two, along with Michael Turner, get together. And Andrew Perry piles into this mix as well in 66 car. Ugh. And unfortunately for Jordan Anderson in the 18 car, got the fuzzy into that lollipop. So Jordan Anderson's misfortune causes the 4th yellow flag to fly here today, and we will get the restart here with 3 laps to go. At Dover Downs International Speedway, if Chris Dalton get another restart like he did the last time by, he possibly could have some for Ryan George, though. But that 24 car has been very strong for most of the day. As the pace car himself on the pit road here, Ryan George leads him down in car 24. Can he hold off Chris Dalton? Chris Dodd in 3rd. 4th is Luis Hernandez. 5th is John Arndt. Then Kyle Matthews, Chelsea Bowles, Matt McIntyre, Zach Flickinger, and Dylan Young, the top in green flag wait is on lap 38. 3 laps to go. Ryan George out in front. Does he have anything? Chris Dodd in 3rd position. Or Dalton trying to make a move. Trying to make any move he can. Hernandez goes inside of Dodd though for the 3rd position. Dalton maybe laying back for a run, possibly. 2 laps to go to be the white flag next time by. Will it be Ryan George or Chris Dalton in victory lane? White flag is out. 1 lap to go. Last lap. Hernandez hung up on the outside of the racetrack here as John Arndt and Kyle Matthews goes by. But I don't think the 32 of Dalton's got anything. Off corner number 4, car 24, the DuPont Chevrolet. Ryan George wins the FedEx 200 at Dover. His first win of the season in the Mello Yello Series. As he takes home the title at Dover Downs International Speedway, holding off one of the best in Chris Dalton, excuse me. Holding off one of the best in the business with Chris Dalton. Chris Dodd comes in 3rd position, the pole sitter for the event. 4th will go to John Arndt. 5th to Luis Hernandez. 6th position, Kyle Matthews. Chelsea Bowles. 7th, 8th was Matt McIntyre. 9th was Zach Flickinger. And Phil Parker comes home in 10th position. A solid day for the Parker team. And apparently we had a crash on the final lap of the event at the cool down. Well, it may not have. I don't know. Well, so never mind on that. Anyway, Ryan George takes on the victory here today, averaging 87.91 miles per hour. We did at least get a green flag finish out of all this. After 4 yellow flags on the day here, we gave it a top 10 already. JT Bryant ends up finishing in the 11th position. 12th was Dougie Shears. Emmanuel Hartnett, 13th. 14th was Dylan Young. William Brock, 15th. 16th was Benjamin Miles. Trace Williams, 17th. Jessica Shelton, 18th. 19th was Joshua Osborne. And 20th position will be Quentin Moore. As we look at the rest of the finishing order for you here, 21st was Michael Turner. Despite getting into a crash in the late in the going here. Jordan Anderson, 22nd. Joshua Collar, 23rd. 24th was Andrew Davis. 25th was Daniel Olson, the last car on the lead lap. Andrew Perry was 26th in today's event. Anyway, the cars out of the race: Joshua Sakuli, Cab Shearer, Cole Deaver, Jonathan Zorlin. Out of the race: Jesse Turner, Nick Gunther, Matt Haas, Zachary Fitzwater, Nick Baxter, Johnny Gardner, Dunlap Pratt, Paul Minnick, and Charles Sanford all out of the race here today at Dover. So 13 races are in the books in the Mello Yello. So that's 13 races in the books in the Mello Yello Series. As Ryan George gets his first win of the season, holding up, as I said, Chris Dallerton and Chris Dodd, the two Chris's, finishing right together, second and third. Here and again, John Arndt finishing in fourth position, and Luis Hernandez with a good run today, finishing in fifth spot. So that'll be a wrap here today at Dover Downs International Speedway for the Mello Yello cars at least. And so this is James Qualls. This has been a production of the NRSL, and we will see you next time here in the Mello Yello Series.
Greg, did you have any ignition problems?